I'm now going to demonstrate how I assemble my Honor Chromatic Harmonica 270. I'm taking out from my ozone sanitizer all the components which I had previously sanitized. I will going to cut two strips from that piece of brown paper bag. I will use this to further clean the wind savers, those white strips. There might be some dirt still there, and also the ridge. Actually, you don't really have to do this unless there are some unusual sounds on some notes, which means either your wind saver is curly or it has saliva in it or sticking, and you need this operation simply to clean it, but it's not really necessary. I'm just showing it so that in some future time you might need to do it. The section of the harmonica with the spring should be positioned on your right hand side. That's the spring, the wire spring. And the first cover you should put is the one with the mark of the key. This one is C. That cover must be on top of the harmonica if you are operating it. That is, you are also right-handed, of course. And then the back cover. The bolt, the head must also be on top. And then the nut, note how I will position the nut with my thumb so that as I turn the screwdriver, the nut gets into the threaded section of the bolt. It's not easy to do this. It requires a little dexterity of the hands. Those nuts are really very small. It's very difficult to hold them. So that's it. You got the bolt in and with the nut, and it's about time to tighten it. But don't over tighten. Usually, when you encounter stress, it's about time to stop turning and just do a very slight turn. And if it doesn't give, just stop further turning. That would prevent you from over tightening. Okay. So again, the position of the wire should be on the right hand side, and then you have the three parts of the slider. This is the cover. There, on each side there's a channel where the slider moves and is prevented from falling out. And then the back plate has lugs where you you will have the flanges of the cover fit into those slugs so that when they are matched together, they create an open space between the two. And that's where the slider moves in and out. Okay, you have created the housing and matched the two part together, and notice the slot there where the should be on the side of the wire and also the slider's button. So the slider fits inside the housing. So it's now going to be placed on top of the harmonica. Now notice that all those the small hole goes into the wire, or the wire goes into the hole, and then just put the mouthpiece after making sure that the plastic tubing is moved way up the screw. Then that the small slot there, the lug, goes towards the button. Again, in tightening screws, you don't tighten one all the way. Just put it in place loose and go to the next screw. And then as soon as you do the other, go back to the first screw and tighten it a little, but not too much. Then go back to the other screw again. So it's now operating properly. And now you have to feel if it's too light and or too tight. So it really depends on how you feel it with your finger. Because if it's too tight, it might start damaging your slider. Slowly damage the slider through friction with the housing. So that means we can still tighten a little bit more. Okay, so I think it's a little tight. We're loosening it a little. And I think we got the right tightness. Okay, so that's it. We got the harmonica back.